Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Bluegrass Sports Network. My name is Bo Craycraft, and I'm joined here tonight by Ashley Gritton. Good to have you, Ashley.
Good to be here this evening.
We are at Sower Soccer Complex for a little boys high school soccer action between the Frankfort High Panthers and the Danville High School Admirals. Home opener for the Panthers tonight.
Correct. We look out, we've had a little bit of rain, but the field looks like it's held up well and it's dried off for us, so looks like it'll be good weather. We've got some new lights out here.
Absolutely. Rain caught us off guard a little bit. For those of you joining us, we had about a 25-minute rainstorm, and when you have a lot of technology outside, that's not a good recipe. So we tucked it inside, got it back outside, but as you can see, the players are already on the pitch, and we're going to get started. So we'll kind of do some pregame and talk about the teams as we go.
Sure.
Big story is Danville's coming off an all-time great season, lost 9 seniors. I think they lost a ton of scores, including an all-stater. So they have they're kind of not in a rebuilding year maybe, but at least a transition year.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like they obviously had a very good run last year, 17-5-1. Brent Bowman, their coach, looks like he's 14th year with the team since 2007. But combined of the kids that graduated last year, you're talking about 61 goals and 32 assists from those kids that graduated combined. So that's pretty substantial. It looks like they also lost their keeper. 21 starts, 10 shutouts, and so they definitely lost some studs from last year.
Definitely. And Frankfort High lost 2 dynamic seniors. Reed McClavick was a second-team All-Stater, scored 31 goals himself. So both of these teams are trying to find new number 9s, guys that will put it in the back of the net. Or, Delano Craig was center back, 3-year starter for Frankfort High. So I'm looking forward to the game tonight. I know Frankfort High has been off since Thursday. And, again, opening night at Sower Complex. It's kind of weird because they've already played 6 games.
Correct.
But,
yeah, and where the 2 county schools have got their turf fields in play now, there's not as much action going on down here at Sower now, but the field actually looks in great shape. So.
Yep, the Franklin County and Western Hills Public Schools got new turf this year. So they used to use this complex. It's now transitioned to Frankfort High. And new lights were just put in place last week. They were completed. So Frankfort High gets us started. It's Nathan Neal that took the kickoff, and they've taken possession here looking to play through Ty Hancock.
Nathan is one of those seniors who he's been around the game quite a bit himself, and be interesting to see what kind of night he has tonight.
Yeah, Frankfort High, as you mentioned, is celebrating senior night. They have 6 seniors, and hopefully I think they're going to recognize them at halftime, so hopefully we can kind of stay on air and recognize them as well. Frankfort High right off the bat created a chance here and going to result in a corner. This is Ty Hancock. Like he's playing short there. Danville's going to get first touch and clear that out, but only as far as Ethan Vermillion, number 11. He's one of the players to watch for the guys in orange.
Absolutely.
Leading scorer currently, I think, with 7 goals.
Yep, and an assist to go along with that as well, too. He definitely likes to play in that midfield quite a bit, and they play through him a lot, and so
there he is right there. As you mentioned, everything kind of works through him. He sprays it out wide here to Adam Gritton. You know a little bit about that fellow. Oh, I'm staying corrected. That is Jeremiah Party. He's a senior. I'm used to it being Adam Gritton out there.
Yeah, he does play on that left wing. So,
but I think with senior night, Coach Kennedy has made a few changes. So good catch on that.
We've seen – oh, man, that slipped in.
That was unlucky. The defender and the goalkeeper there had a little miscommunication.
Yeah, that's one of those deals where the runner's coming in and the goalie is trying to watch the ball and watch the runner coming in at the same time, and the ball squirts its way in. So I
think Preston Barber, number 7, was the Panther who played that ball in. probably will go down as an own goal, and just unfortunate start here for Danville High School.
Yeah, you looked. Frankfort has already created 2 corners, I think, so far, and I think if what they've done early on is telling of what the game is, it looks like Frankfort is probably going to be in a pretty good attacking mode and commit some numbers forward to try to create some opportunities. So. Kind of looking here, it looks like Danville's kind of maybe switching some formations, a formation. It looks like they're maybe kind of making some changes as they go.
We got a little break here in action. The official score forgot to stop the clock. In KHSAA, they stop the clock after every goal, and so the official just came over and they reset the clock to 38:05. And I just want to make note that for the first time ever on BSN history, our clock was right.
All right.
I struggled with that last week quite a bit.
Well, it's obviously you're a fan of the game, so you enjoy watching, right?
It's hard to watch and try to, produce the live stream, but it's good to be here. As we've talked about every game, it's just good to see the kids playing. Given the COVID pandemic, we weren't sure we were going to get to do this.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. Danville has switched their back into a diamond. And you see that some in that sweeper-stopper type look that was really popular, a few years back. And you don't see it hardly as much now as teams have kind of tried to transition into that flat back four.
Yep.
But it looks like Danville has I couldn't tell if they were in that early in the game or not, or if that was just the recent change. Well,
Frankfort High did try to get in behind a couple of times, so they may have some concern there. This is Nathan Neal playing the ball across. That's Jeremiah Party, but he is just didn't get quite enough on that.
It did. It's a good ball in, working the ball well, trying to get it out wide and then play it back in. So good movement from Frankfort so far. Danville's still looking for kind of shifting upfield and maybe transitioning and getting into their attack.
Got a throw in for the Panthers. Looking for Vermillion again. It's good defending there from Danville. Really nicely done there by right back from Danville. But ball squirts out for a Panther throw in. This is another one of our seniors, number 5, Henry Higbee. Looking out wide here.
I saw number 20.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
Yep, Sam Gibson. I was looking for him. He was starting to make that run down that right wing of theirs. And
that was number 3, Zachary Morgan, that tried to play that ball. He's one of their seniors.
Yep.
He's actually leading them in scoring. It looks like he's playing more of like a defensive mid or center back, but he's got 4 goals and 3 assists on the year. So looks like he likes to get in the attack when he can. Good turn there from Ashton Nash. And Danville's put together a couple passes here. And
they are.
It's really nice little movement there from Nash trying to get in behind.
It is. You may have saw like those first couple of minutes, it looked like they were just trying to get settled in, but they've started finding the play a little better now.
Well, we did get rain, so I'm sure the field's playing a little quick right now, and I think that probably played a hand in that early goal.
Yeah.
It hasn't rained much this season. Usually with fall soccer season, you get quite a few rainouts, but
you do.
It's been drier than normal.
These so many of these teams play so many games on turf now that to get back out on grass sometimes it does change a little bit. The speed of the ball and the speed of the play is just a little different.
That's Preston Barber looking for that big switch to Tyron Reynolds. Well played there from Esponza. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably mispronouncing that, so I apologize. They've got a couple names that might tongue-tie me tonight.
Well,
normally I would go over to the coach and, try to get some clarification, but the rain threw us off tonight. And
yeah,
so
it did for sure. It just kind of shortens that time frame down that you have to get ready for. So
just over 6 minutes in here at Sower Soccer Complex. We're in Frankfort, Kentucky. We appreciate you joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network.
I took a peek at the radar right before we came, and I think the rain is done for the evening, or at least we hope it is.
Just want to note this portion of the game's presented by Charles T. Mitchell. We're very thankful for a handful of sponsors that we've been able to acquire to help us provide this coverage. Greg McClavick and Jim Klaus and the rest of the partners down there on Main Street here in Frankfort will take care of just about any accounting need that you might have. So we're very thankful for them. Game's got a little bit sloppy here. Both teams are kind of got through the feeling process, and I think they're starting to go at each other a little bit.
They are. I noticed there. The ground is a little soft. I just noticed Ethan Vermillion planting right there took about a half of a shoe print slide. So they probably still are trying to feel that maneuvering around.
Well, it's a home opener for the boys tonight. The girls opened up at home last night. They played down here at Sower, and then this past weekend they hosted the All-A state championships down here. So the field has had a little play.
A little traffic, yeah.
And, pretty good rain tonight, so I think it'll probably firm up as we go. But it probably does have a little
sitting right on the surface, probably.
Yeah. That's a pretty bad giveaway there from Frankfort High. See if Danville can convert this into a chance. It's a good ball out wide here. It's Gibson again. And a good step there by Henry Higbee coming over from the center back position.
One thing when you see teams switch into a diamond back, you can start to bleed a few more numbers downfield. If you notice, they've got only really one guy back right now, and everybody else is up in the attacking half.
Let's see if Frankfort's got a little opportunity here. Vermillion tried to play into Party, and that was really nice defending there from Morgan coming back from that corner kick or throw-in, I'm sorry. And we got our first substitution. This is the aforementioned Adam Gritton that I mentioned earlier, and he is coming in on that left wing spot replacing Party, senior Jeremiah Party. So good 10 minutes there from Jeremiah, created a chance. And
he did. Had some good minutes for sure.
It looks like Gritton's actually going to move into that central attacking role, and Nathan Neal moved out wide.
Yeah, moved into that striker, that number 9 for those of you that keep up with position by number.
And he was making that run in, but it's going to go out to Reynolds, and he crosses it. Vermillion's on the end of it, and he will finish.
Yeah, that was a nice, patient, had some decent build-up play, but Ethan was very patient, very calm, and that ball took a little bit of a hop right there at the end, but to be able to stay calm and finish it was
Vermillion
nice.
Played it out wide to Tyron Reynolds. Reynolds was able to get around the corner and play that ball back in, and like you said, it took a bit of a skip bounce, and
yeah.
Vermillion was able to get a toe poke on it and then just nicely finished it for his 8th goal on this short season.
So now you see Adam, it looks like he's come over to the left wing spot, and Nathan has maybe moved back up top. So
Morgan playing the ball through. I think this is to McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's going to run out for a goal kick.
Danville's working the wings pretty heavily tonight, aren't they? Wonder if if it's their preferred style of play, or maybe if they've seen something that they're trying to work on. But that's
It's not me. It's not me. All
I
right.
guess Leicester did. We heard one of the crowd mention that Leicester City game this past weekend, and I guess they did score 5 this past weekend.
Yeah, and it's Coach Saunderson down there. He is with Nathan Neal Sr. He's a Liverpool fan, and he knows I'm a Man City fan, and I think he was trying to take advantage of a little dig.
That was a little bit of a surprising scoreline.
Yeah.
Two high-level teams playing, obviously, but City's come off 2 or 3 really good seasons, and that's just not something that you really expect to see for the City fans that are out there anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. It was not pleasant. Frankfort High with the throw-in, looking to play McLean Barber. We got 2 Barbers on the field, brothers McLean and Preston. Of course, their dad is the superintendent at Frankfort High School, Frankfort Independent Schools, so he knows this team well. This is the aforementioned Preston Barber playing back to senior Sam Yoakum, and he distributes out here to Gritton. Playing Vermin, that was really nice. He's got his head up, but he's around the corner.
Or go on himself.
He's going to lay it off to senior Nathan Neal, who finishes.
Very nice play. Very nice play. And let me tell you, is not what opened that play up, the calmness to play it back to your keeper.
Yeah, that was really nice. It started with the fullback playing the keeper. Keeper plays the ball out wide to his attacker, who got his head up. And
then you saw your attacking midfield make your run out onto the wing. To basically come into the space that the wing had vacated when he dropped back, and then to play it across. So that's good soccer.
Good start for the Panthers here, 3-0. We're just almost 12 minutes in. Good little step there from McLean Barber, and Vermilion's on the ball.
And again, we mentioned about how Danville had so many players that graduated last.
They definitely have a lot of kids who are being put in positions that they maybe haven't been.
A year ago, this is going to be a different looking game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's hard to lose 9 seniors and an all-stater and make the semi-state, lose to Highlands, who, I think has made 2 straight Final Fours. It's hard to lose that much and not have some drop off.
Oh yeah, no, we've still got a lot of game left, and these Danville kids are working hard. So, but it is, like I said, it's tough. It's tough. I was amazed when I tallied that up earlier, and I looked at the number of goals that those guys had. I mean, that's just amazing.
Goals and assists. It was almost 100 combined, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was.
Looks like we're going to have a couple substitutions here for Frankfort High. Number 2, Carter Gilbert, and number 8, Colby Craycraft.
Yeah, I was looking. I think both of those guys had really good games their last time out.
Yeah, Frankfort High was at Walton Verona on Thursday, and Craycraft had 3 assists, and Carter Gilbert got on the scoring tab for the first time in his career. He plays a lot of defense, so he doesn't get a ton of opportunities, but here's a little turnover, and Danville has a 3-on-2. It's a good early ball out wide.
And, hey, why not? Sometimes
you want to try to pronounce his number 7's name?
For level.
For level?
And I apologize.
Like I said, they have
again.
a few folks here that are a few young men that are going to challenge me.
Yeah.
But he got out wide and tried to – Yoakum was actually out of the goal, so it was actually a pretty good idea to try that early shot. This is Craycraft looking to connect with Nathan Neal, and he immediately tries to play Tyron Reynolds through.
And Danville's defense did a good job.
Yeah, that was McKnight coming over.
Did a good job kind of stopping that before it got started, really.
This is McLean Barber playing Tyron Reynolds out. Didn't put just a little, not enough sauce on that pass out wide there.
Well, the Frankfort kids have played, is it 3 games in a row now on turf?
Yep.
So they've got a little bit of adjustment themselves. Danville, I'm not for sure where they've been their last couple of games, but.
Well, you mentioned it. There's a lot of schools with turf now. Seems like every year you get an additional school or two that adds it. You know, last year it was the Jessamine County schools. Mm-hmm. This year the Franklin County schools. You know, Frankfort High was at Walton Verona. They've got a really nice complex. So that feels like it's a couple years.
Yes.
So.
Although when these Bermuda fields are in good shape, they're hard to beat.
Yeah, and this is a nice setup, and the lights are really going to make a difference. It was always really dark in the corners, and the LED light, in addition to they kind of adjusted the distance of the poles, has really helped with lighting, and we'll get to see that here shortly. That was Ethan Vermillion with a strike from just outside the box, but it was just a little too much on it, and it sailed over top.
That's the dread of the shooting player, right? You see even professionals that really sometimes just keeping the ball down when you're shooting from out there. You know, he was probably 25 yards out when he took that shot. Is good, strong leg, and just trying to get that ball to dip down. Ball was played into Adam, and
looks like he was called for offside.
But it was a good look. Vermillion again dribbling in the box and then played the ball off to Colby. And
oh, good save there.
Nice attempt.
Really good save.
Good soccer there. And Preston was making that run into that back post area. So good look right there too. Frankfort's still very attack-minded currently. They're still the one good thing you like to see about a team that's in their attack and they're getting their subs in is that they're trying to keep some shape and still distribute the ball around. So good to see them doing that. From the Danville side, I was sitting there looking at their defensive organization right now, and they've got the 2 guys up top. Probably in some type of a 4-4-2, and but looks like they're very disciplined on their defense right now. So
this was that was really nice. That was Kobe Craycraft played the ball in behind. I think Danville thought that was going to run through, but Carter Gilbert got on the end of that, played it across the face of the goal, and that was McLean Barber.
Correct.
With the finish.
Yeah, I agree with you. Danville almost looked like they stopped. I think they weren't thinking that was ball was going to stay in or be live or because it was just coming on their organization, and so there must have been some confusion down on the field. Turnover there. Good quick run.
This is for level with the shot that just goes wide.
And that was a good immediate attack after that turnover. Check his number 11. Ian McAllister, I think, but made that good forward run and then laid the ball off.
For those of you watching here on our YouTube channel, we know we're having a little glitch with our video. I think that's on our side, so we apologize for that. Hopefully, I think that's an internet connectivity thing, so hopefully we'll get a little improvement here. And at halftime, we can also look to improve that. But we thank you for joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network. We're almost halfway through the first half, and Frankfort High has gotten off to a really good start here against the Danville team that we've mentioned is trying to replace a lot. But they've also facing a team tonight who's actually played pretty well. They've let the ball do the work, as we like to say as coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have kids try to do too much, and
yeah, the one thing that you've seen about Frankfort, just with their numbers so far, is that their scoring has been spread out a little bit. You see, numerous players that have assists, and you see numerous players that are getting on the score sheet. So that's a pretty good indicator of a team that's distributing the ball around and moving into the attacking portion of the field together and with numbers. One of the things, again, you talk about coaching, you always want your team to stay connected. You want them to move up and down the field as a group and in a unit. And
absolutely.
So when you see those numbers where, the assist and the scoring are spread out, that's a good sign. That was a very well-timed slide tackle. I tell you, you sometimes you see slide tackles and they're pretty rough looking, but
good clearance off the line there from Danville.
It was. Danville's still playing hard. That's a good little – he was called offsides, but, man, I tell you what, that was really good to get his head up and look. It does look like Danville is playing a type of a 4-4-2. They've got their back and their middle units both kind of in diamonds at times, but
that's Adam Gritton getting in behind. Another Panther goal. I wasn't sure who played him through there.
I didn't see either. It was a fairly long run down this side and kind of curving into the box, but I'm like you. There was a good distribution up to that point, but I missed it.
So we just over halfway. Looks like we're getting a few substitutions too. I can see McLean Barber and Nathan Neal making their way off the field. Looks like senior Jeremiah Party has re-entered at that forward spot, and Taylor Dunnigan is out wide on the right side.
Yeah, so Jeremiah, he's coming back in that center forward position, and he was on that left wing to start the game and was doing really well getting the goal. So being put in that center forward spot, being right there in front.
Craycraft looking for Taylor Dunnigan, his first touch. He's trying to get around the edge there, but
touch got away from him just
a goalkeeper will come out and collect for Danville. It's Vermillion again looking to play Gritton through, but just a little too much on it.
Good look, though, I think. I was looking at that run that Jeremiah just made, and I like to see that center forward disciplined in that line on that run. He's trying to keep himself in front of goal, and I like that. I said he's played in a couple different spots tonight. So
that's a good ball through from Craycraft, and he's going to play it to unlucky there. It's going to be called offside. It's a little, I
guess, was it Ethan that was off?
think he's calling Jeremiah. I think he got a little ahead of the ball.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it looked from my eye that Vermillion played the ball in front of, and so that's tough.
That
it
is
was
tough.
The junior trying to get the senior a goal on senior night. Again, nice ball through from Craycraft and unselfish there from Vermillion. So a little unlucky there from the Panthers, but so we remained 5-0. Again, for folks joining us tonight, we apologize. We're having a little video technical difficulties. We're going to try to work on that at halftime, so just bear with us. Tonight was tough from the get-go with all the rain. And
so number 3, there's Zachary Morgan. He was up on this right wing to start the game, wasn't he?
I think he started more in like that center back role, and Gibson was up here on the wing a little bit, number 20.
Okay, I got you.
And I think Gibson's playing like that right mid, but he clearly likes to get in, and that was a really close call, but I think that they got McAllister there offside.
Frankfort still trying to work the ball around.
Vermillion looking for Party. It falls to Ty Hancock, and he's looking for Craycraft. Turns there, and good defending by Danville. This is, Ashton Austin. Plays it a little over, but luckily it was wide of the frame, so Yoakum could recover. And this is senior Ethan Carpenter playing down the line there to Dunnigan, who picks up a foul for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's one thing I was noticing when you're playing these 2 striker systems. On those long balls like that, you've got 2v2 situation with your 2 center backs. So that's will be interesting to see how that plays out the rest of the evening.
This is Dunnigan. Good defense again from Danville, and
you kind of see how it shapes up right here with it 2-on-2. So it's interesting matchup there. Substitution for Danville, I see.
Yeah, it looked like Shafar Gwandi came in as well for Frankfort High at that right back position.
Number 9, Devin Anderson, come in for Danville.
It's going to go out for a corner kick.
Danville does have a fair amount of freshmen on their team, it looks like, so they're getting some of these younger players in and getting them some good experience early on. That's a big part of the building blocks of a program. So goalie came out and cleaned that one up, so that was good for him.
Looks like he took a bit of a
little bit of a knock, didn't he?
Yep. I got to tell you, you got to be a different kind of guy or girl to want to play goalkeeper, because it is not for the faint of heart.
Goalies and catchers in baseball, and they're just tough individuals. And
very tough. A couple more subs here for the Panthers. Looks like Nathan Neal and Tyron Reynolds are both returning to action. Taylor Dunnigan and Jeremiah Party will take a break. This is Neal right here. He plays the ball to Vermillion. He's looking for that big switch and didn't quite get what he wanted out of it. Good step by the goalkeeper from Danville. Actually, that was Adam Gritton that took a break. This is Jeremiah Party, and he tries to beat Gibson. Good defending there from Danville.
Was.
And Hancock's going to pick up a foul. Got some Panthers calling for a handball, but no call. That was number 12.
That was
Ashton Nash looking to. Yoakum's been caught a little bit high a couple times, and if that shot was on target, that might have caused some problems.
Yeah, he was watching that one, that's for sure. So obviously we discussed, Danville obviously, is putting some new players into some different roles from last year. So as a coach, what do you want to see out of your players? So it's, the score line's not in their favor right now. So what do you want to see as a coach in this situation to finish out this half strong?
Yeah, I think you definitely want to see your kids continue to fight. They're not to give up. And then, and this is a little unlucky. Craycraft got in the corner of the box, and he was trying to make a move, and I think he actually kind of misplayed the ball a little bit, but the Danville defender kind of stuck a leg in there, and next thing you know, he caught the back end of Craycraft, who earns a penalty. But nonetheless, we've got a penalty kick here for the Panthers. Jeremiah Party, senior night, great kid, and he buries it.
That was a very well placed.
Very well placed, and he didn't think about it too much. Sometimes kids, as soon as that whistle blew, he was heading towards the spot.
It's easy. You see so many of the professionals now, they have a signature approach to taking their penalties, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but that was a really cool finish. So. Good step by Danville to win the ball back. And actually continuing his run down that left wing, so we'll see if they can get anything going here. Danville's got some numbers up and on the edge of the 18. Have turned the ball over now, and Frankfort is starting out on the run. Jeremiah is a little bit of a step over there. I think he's starting to feel the game a little bit this evening. So Ty Hancock, and just didn't. I think he was anticipating Ethan to make that run there, and just a little bit of miscommunication between those guys.
Well, I might mention too, in this COVID world, we don't. Frankfort Independent is not allowing any fans. We've got a few fans here tonight for senior night. That's Tyron Reynolds with a cut back and shot. So it's kind of interesting for me because we can really hear the kids talking, which is not normal when you have 100 or so fans yelling and kids cheering their classmates on.
Agreed.
But on both sides, you can really hear the communication, which it's a good early ball. And Yoakum comes out a little awkwardly, but he is able to poke that away and then collect it.
It work, didn't he?
He did. He was a little casual on that, but it worked. That was a good touch from Nathan Neal, and he plays Tyron Reynolds. Vermillion is on a horse looking to get on the end of this one.
Oh.
Good defending.
So you mentioned Mr. Yoakum. He's one of the seniors tonight, right?
He is one of the seniors. He's a 3-year starter. Has already come up big this year. Last weekend, or I guess 10 days ago, they played at Western Hills, district matchup. It went to a shootout, and he made a big save to solidify that win for the Panthers. But he has improved. In 2017, Frankfort High had a tremendous team, and they had a tremendous goalkeeper by the name of Kanan Boone. And one of the question marks coming in was, who's going to take that spot? And Sam has just continued to get better and better and better. And so I'm glad that he's getting to have a senior season. And I forgot to start the clock. I knew it would happen.
Yeah, that was Frankfort's number 17, Ethan Carpenter, that had kind of leaked down this left side and had a shot attempt. So it's good to see your defenders getting upfield from time to time and getting into the attacking action.
I think I overheard him and his dad talking a couple weeks ago about, something if he was able to score. So I'd say he's got a little extra motivation too.
Oh, wow.
Not the defenders need any extra motivation to get forward.
No, but, sometimes it's just something just to change the perspective a little bit and have a little fun with things. And that's, when you get to the high school level, the game gets so serious at times. But to be able to keep it some excitement in the game is definitely –
Here he is again.
Definitely important.
He's going to get called offside. That was unlucky because the ball was played earlier and the Danville player was able to deflect it, and he just couldn't slow his run down in time for that second opportunity. We clipped just under 8 minutes here, 6-0. Frankfort High Panthers playing Danville. We appreciate you joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network. I'm Bo Craycraft. I'm joined tonight by Ashley Gritton. Ashley, we appreciate you joining us as always.
Oh, yeah, it's good to be here.
It's a nice chilly night. It went fall on us like immediately.
It did. I was chatting with some folks at work today about, Kentucky weather. That's you just never know.
Yeah. Well, we're getting started. We got started a little later in the season, and so we're probably setting up for some cold soccer.
Yeah, that's
better than no soccer in my book.
It is for sure. You typically think of your cold soccer games as when you're playing your early spring games, right? And later into the fall as well. But it's not uncommon to have some hot fall days, but it definitely is. There's a chill in the air this evening.
Looked like a handball there. Was he in the box? I guess he's not pointing to the spot, so it must be outside.
Yeah, but they weren't. So this is what you'll kind of see out of. Can Frankfort they've got a little bit of a lead here. Can they keep their mental focus and stay crisp, or do you kind of start to get a little sloppy and maybe start making some decisions that you normally don't make? That's a good ball in. Sam did a good job coming off his line, but that was a
dangerous ball in. That's one of those balls where the keeper is kind of in no man's land, and Sam made an immediate decision to come out. But if that ball is a yard wider, then he's in real trouble. Yes. So this is McLean Barber looking out wide for Carpenter. That's a good ball into Tyron Reynolds, who doesn't get on the end of it, and a good save.
It was. The keeper was very brave right there. We talked about our keepers earlier, and he's playing tough tonight.
That's David Reboletto. I didn't recognize him entering the game. He's a freshman for the Panthers, number 12.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing. They've kind of switched some roles up a little bit. He's playing, looks like kind of a center mid role right now.
Yeah, they've got Hancock playing more of a 10 role.
Yeah.
Or maybe, 10 role. This is Barber, and he looks for a big switch to Reynolds. Plays it into Nathan Neal, who plays it right back to Tyron, and he's trying to get around the edge here.
Yeah,
that's Ashton Nash, I think, defending, and he does a really nice job. Concedes a corner, but
yeah, to keep that cross from coming in, that's a big deal. You know, I was watching Nathan play, you know, senior and still very unselfish with the ball. Some guys would have probably turned right there and maybe had a shot on goal from 25 to 30 out, but just always looking to distribute the ball, so applause there. I have noticed that Frankfort is, at least currently, is held 3 back. I was interested to see how they would deal with that 2v2 matchup with these 2 strikers playing up high. And
that is a really nice strike. That was the Reboletto, the freshman. Ball squirts out the box, and he hits it one time, and not far from a beauty.
You know, you probably, I think young midfielders don't realize how much they can be involved in the attacking portion of the game. Not just from the setting up and distribution, but when that back line drops off, that pocket that's created in that second line, that's kind of where that shot came from, and that's good recognition.
Preston Barber playing Ty Hancock through, and Ty cuts inside.
You kind of knew,
but he was called offside there, yeah.
Well, I was looking. Ty was kind of winding up for that shot early on, so. You're not really seeing Frankfort trying to play any type of an offside game or anything, right? They're just picking up their marks. And
one of the things I think Frankfort High's done a decent job with is with that sweeper type defender, you always have that big switch, and the ball hasn't got stuck on one side much.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get him to step to one side and then play the opposite, it really creates some space. And
yeah, because your openings between the lines isn't there, right? You know, it does present some different looks to you. So I agree. Now sometimes that means you have to go backwards in order to switch, but.
And speaking of backwards, the Panthers will play back to their keeper Yoakum. Looking out wide here to Gwandi. And again, you know, 3-4 passes later, they're back in the final third. They've done a really good job of not letting the ball stick tonight.
Agreed.
That's a good turn from Reynolds. He cuts it back. This is Nathan Neal.
Yeah, I thought maybe the senior might have that one, being down in the area, and nothing wrong with that.
Hancock plays through Barber out
Good
to
recognition.
The other Barber. And this is Hancock again. This time he is onside.
Setting up for it. Got it onto his preferred right foot and then just couldn't squeeze it in.
Yeah, and Reynolds tried for a tap in, but he was in an offside position when that shot was taken, and so
about 2.5 left to go in the half.
Yeah, I think our official scorer is stopping the clock a little more often than he has to. He's
uh-oh. Got a Danville player that kind of went down kind of awkwardly. I hope he's looks like he might be grabbing at his foot or his ankle one, and so we just hope he's okay.
So we will have a stoppage here for an injury. Good to see him pop back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling it, and anytime you play a game where you got studs on the bottom of your feet, it's there's some chances that you're going to get stepped on or hitting the ankle, and hopefully that's something that he can just shake off and get back in the game. Frankfort will throw the ball in. Danville just looking for kind of a way out right now. Frankfort's doing a pretty good job at possessing the ball and keeping it in the attacking half and even the attacking third a lot of the times. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if maybe when they come back out in the second half, they just go ahead and start clearing the ball a little more. And
well, they have created some chances when they've kind of gone early.
I agree.
Either from the back on a couple of keeper distributions, and we saw, you and I did the Franklin County game, which was quite the ending. But one of the things we saw about Frankfort High is they like to get in the attack from their outside backs, and they leave themselves open for that quick counter.
They do.
Franklin County created several chances against them.
They did.
So
in a game that literally came down to inches or split seconds, however you want to look at it.
That was crazy, and not different than most Franklin County and Frankfort High games. They've become that way.
Yeah, they play
annually. That's a good step there, and this is for level. I'm sure we're saying his name wrong, and we apologize to that young man. He's working hard. Couldn't quite. He's still working hard.
He is.
That's what you want to see as a coach. You want to see a kid, he didn't quit, and they've continued to try to defend.
Yes, they have, and I think with most coaches, you want to get the first one, right?
Yep.
And guys, let's try to get the first one, and then we'll work from there.
Well, that takes us to halftime here at Capitol View Park at Sower Soccer Complex in Frankfort, Kentucky. We're got a little boys soccer here, 6-0, Frankfort High. We're going to take a quick break here on the Bluegrass Sports Network. We're going to come back and try to catch a little bit of the senior night activities if we can. We thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTM CPA.
Miss Sylvia, this is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Is being escorted by his mom, Amy Tolliver, his dad, Michael Carpenter.
All right. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Sports Network.
Ethan has played soccer for Frankfort High for 5 years.
We are at Sower Soccer Complex here at Frankfort High, and as you can see, Frankfort High is in the process of recognizing their senior class.
Either law or engineering. His favorite memory is beating Franklin County in districts last year after having lost to them in the Capital City Classic.
First up was Ethan Carpenter. He's the outside back for Frankfort High Panthers. He's escorted tonight by his mom, Amy Tolliver, his dad, Michael Carpenter, and his brothers, Matthew and Jacob McCowan.
Helping make him a better person and player.
He's played soccer for 5 years, and he's a member of the baseball, cross-country teams, and also the Y Club, Beta Club, and National Honor Society. His favorite memory is beating the Franklin County Flyers in districts last year after having lost to them in the Capital City Classic. He also remembers all the bus rides home and the dumb stuff like watching Stephen Murphy crawl under the chairs. His suggestion to his fellow teammates is, I'm glad I got to spend all these years playing with you, and I hope that you all succeed with whatever plans you have after high school. He would like to thank his coaches for making his high school experience great and for helping him become a better person as well as a better player. Number 17, Ethan Carpenter. Next up is another defender for the Panthers, center back number 5, Henry Higbee. Henry is being escorted by his mom, Helen Smith. Henry has played soccer for Frankfort High for the last 4 years, and in addition to soccer, he's also a member of the track team and the Y Club. After high school, he plans to attend college and study political science. His favorite memory, much like Ethan Carpenter, is beating Franklin County 2-1, but this was in his sophomore year and getting his picture on the front page of the newspaper. Henry would like to thank his teammates for all their hard work and would like to thank his coaches for all that they have done to help the team become better. Number 5, Henry Higbee. Next up is number 23, Nathan Neal. Nathan is being escorted by his mom, Sarah Tharp, and stepdad, Adam Saunderson. After graduating from Frankfort High, Nathan plans to attend college and study finance. His favorite memory from Frankfort High soccer is winning the All-A 11th region during his freshman year. He would like to thank his teammates for their dedication and hard work, and he would like to thank his coaches for all that they have done on and off the field to make the team a success and as successful as they are. To his fellow seniors, Nathan says, thank you for all the fun years together. I wish you all the best in your future. Number 23, Nathan Neal.
Our next senior is number 30, Jeremiah Pardai.
Next up is number 30, Jeremiah, a.k.a. Jimmy Party. Jeremiah is being escorted by his dad, Keith, and his older brother, Jacob. He has played soccer for Frankfort High for 2 seasons. And after he finishes his high school education, he plans to attend Georgetown College. His favorite memories from FHS soccer is beating Western Hills and Franklin County, and he would like to thank Coach K for being his teacher and coaching him in soccer. He would like to also thank all of his teammates for pushing him to be the best that he can be. To his fellow seniors, Jeremiah says, don't lose trust in the process. Lead the team and keep pushing them to be their best. Number 30, Jeremiah Jimmy Party.
Next senior is number 0, Sam Yoakum.
Next up is number 0, Sam Yoakum. Sam is being escorted by his dad, Mac, and his mom, Julia, and his sister, Ellie. He has played soccer for Frankfort High for 5 seasons. He runs cross country and track. He plays baseball and basketball, as well as soccer. He's a member of the Pep Club, Student Council, Superintendent Advisory Council, Beta Club, National Honor Society, and is also a class officer. After high school, Sam plans to attend Western Carolina University and major in sports management. His favorite FHS soccer memory is the district championship game. To his teammates, Sam said, "Win district next year, please." To my sons, McLean, Verm, and Press, keep working. To his coaches, Sam says, "Thank you for letting me attempt to fill Boone's shoes Thank you for letting me attempt to fill Boone's shoes on the team as a sophomore and helping me become the goalkeeper that I am." And to his fellow seniors, he says, "Love y'all. It's been a fun ride." Number 0, Sam Yoakum.
Lawrence Allen. Lucci could not be here with us tonight as he is home safely under quarantine. Lucci is a 5-year member of the Frankfort High soccer team.
Frankfort High also has a 6th senior that is unable to be here tonight. He's a member of the football team and is currently being kept at home safely under quarantine. His name is Lawrence Lucci Allen, number 9. He's generally an outside back for the Panthers. He's a 5-year member of the team and is also a member of the football, track, and basketball teams. After high school, Lucci plans to attend the University of Louisville and earn a degree in business and a minor in finance. His favorite soccer memory is when they won the Capital City Classic his freshman year. When asked about his teammates, Lucci said, "I would like to give a big shout out to the back line, especially my fellow seniors Higbee and Carp. It's been real. I've got nothing but love for all y'all." And to the seniors, Lucci said, or to the coaches, Lucci says, "Thank you to all the coaches that have always been here coaching me up, especially Coach Austin and Coach K." Number 9, Lawrence Allen. Well, as you can see, 5 seniors. Ashley are out there. We're missing Lucci Allen tonight, which we hate, but glad that he's safe and healthy. And
agreed. I was chatting with last season. I was chatting with some of the seniors' parents before the senior night festivities, and they were just talking about how quick it goes. And I'm sure these parents are probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah. You blink an eye. I mean, you've got a junior, I've got a senior, and I've got a sophomore, and it feels like yesterday they were, playing out at the YMCA. So
yeah, I agree. And
we also want to give a big shout out. You saw him on camera there for a minute. Joe Peach is the athletic director here at Frankfort High. He's a first-year athletic director. There you can see him. He's a first-year athletic director, and is there a worse time to become an athletic director during the middle of a global pandemic?
Agreed.
But he's done a great job, and we're thankful for him. He was out here last night for the girls' game. He's back out here tonight. And so the life of an athletic director is not one of glory, but we're very thankful for him and allowing us as well to come and, video the games.
I agree. And I have to say a word to Danville as well, too. It's not always easy to sit over at halftime and, when there's some distractions going on. So our hats off to them as well, too, for being patient and allowing us to go through this process.
Got a couple of pictures here, but one of the things that I noticed out of this group is, this has been a pretty good this 4-year group has won an All-A Region 11 championship. They've won a district. They've won a Capital City Classic. Last year they almost pulled off a second district championship. And so, for a Class A school with a couple hundred students, this group of 4-year players has produced pretty well, and I think they got a lot to be proud of.
Oh yeah, I agree, and of course I'm already starting to think about the holes that'll be left when those guys step out. And
absolutely, I mean 3 of our if Lucci was here, many times this year 3 of our back 4 have been seniors,
yep.
And so
and your keeper.
And your keeper. So yeah, 4 out of your back 5, and so there's going to definitely be some growing pains probably early next year, and as you try to transition similarly to what Danville's having to do, but it's in the case of Frankfort, it's probably 4 or 5 instead of 9 or 10 like Danville's having to do. So, well, we got about 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Let's take a quick break. We'll get right back and see what the second half brings. We thank you for joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network. We'll be right back.
.com.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Running a business takes a lot of focus and dedication. Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTMCPA.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to Capitol View Park here at the Sower Soccer Complex. We're about ready to kick off the second half between Frankfort High and the Danville Admirals. It's a chilly night, but thankfully the rain moved out and it's dried out a little bit, and we're able to bring this game to you guys. We're very thankful for those of you that are joining us. Very thankful to our sponsors, Charles T. Mitchell, Anderson Apothecary, Bluegrass Energy. You'll see hopefully see some Bluegrass Energy highlights here in the next couple of days. We shared some from Western Hills, Anderson County last week. They had a tough matchup. It ended up 1-1 to neighboring counties that used to be in district together. No longer that's the case, but still, you know, anytime you're at a neighboring county, it seems like it's a rivalry.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
Anderson County has a solid team this year. They've got a lot of seniors, and Coach Jeff Pritchett's done a really nice job with that crew.
Well said. Was it last year that they were down in the Capital City Classic?
I think it's 2 years ago against Franklin County, and they came back and took them to a shootout.
And but yeah, I watched some of the highlights of that Hills game, and tough team over there, which I think is on this Frankfort team's list.
Saturday, yeah. They're going to come here to Sower on Saturday. We're hoping to be here as well. So we've had a full slate. We did volleyball last night at Franklin County, had a district matchup between Franklin County and Great Crossings. Tonight we were actually in Anderson County as well as here. Clint and Lanny might still be going, I'm not sure, but they had Anderson County versus Spencer County, which is another district matchup in the volleyball side. Yeah.
Called the foul there for the shirt pull.
He reached out and just held up Nathan Neal. And then we'll be back with some more volleyball on Thursday with Shelby County versus Anderson County. And then we're hoping to pick up a football game Friday and then 2 soccer games. We'll have girls soccer we'll get to see the Western Hills and Frankfort High girls for the first time on Saturday morning, and then we'll be back here for the boys game against Anderson County. So got a busy week. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube so you get a little notification when we go live. With this COVID situation, a lot of our games, you know, the schedule is pretty week by week. So we're adding games every day and might be adding one of your local high schools. So make sure you subscribe and like and stay connected.
Oh, a little backheel pass and
that's a good ball through.
And some distribution. Oh, wow.
Man, that was really close, I think.
Yeah, obviously it's hard when you don't see the angle. I'll have to give them credit. They're keeping their eyes on it this evening.
Well, we learned in the Frankfort High game that they do get it right every once in a while.
They do get it right.
We were able to look at that video shortly after the game, and it was just a yard or two at most, but they were right. And, you know, as fans and coaches, we don't always want to give them credit, but.
Well, I think we discussed. Got the ball coming down this right wing now.
Yeah, this is Gritton. Can he get around? That's Morgan. It's gonna earn a corner for Frankfort High.
Yeah, I didn't know which way that one was gonna go.
Morgan's really nice player.
Nice player, hustle back right there. You saw. And,
and he didn't overcommit. He cut the angle, and then didn't dive in. So you can tell he's senior, got a lot of good experience, and probably was a big part of that team last year. Nathan Neal was trying to get the ball out there to Pardai is the way the PA announcer said it, so I may be mispronouncing his name as well.
Me as well.
This is Vermillion dropping it there to Preston or McLean Barber.
Yeah, you would typically see that ball switch on out to this opposite wing, but we just hadn't built back up yet. That's the Frankfort team.
This is Preston Barber, always looking to get in on that left wing. Tried to cross it, but well defended there.
There's a little bit more of the ball that I kind of expected to see from Danville. Go ahead and clear your lines and reset, and maybe those two strikers that are sitting up there can.
It feels like again, here's one of these situations where there is some space. He's trying to play it. That's exactly kind of what you were talking about right there. Good step by Carpenter, Ethan Carpenter, and he's going to play Nathan Neal. He's looking to combine there as Hancock. Looking back towards Nathan Neal, senior, and he takes a shot that's just wide.
Yeah, not too bad of an effort, really. Those low outside shots are kind of troubling for keepers,
especially when you got a wet ground and you get a little skip to it. I think the keeper had that covered had it been on frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always when you start reading about goal scorers, and of course I think about Messi. Obviously, one of the maybe the best player.
I think he is. I think he's the GOAT.
Maybe that's ever played.
It's up for debate. I know the kids like to debate with me.
It's an interesting ball in. Keeper was there for it, and a big throw out.
I looked at KHSAA. The roster at Danville didn't have a specific kid mentioned as a keeper. This is McLean Barber, but they had Caden McWilliams. Was listed as playing several games at goalkeeper. So I think that's who that is. Again, we apologize. We usually try to talk to the opposing coach and get a little feedback on the team, but tonight we got caught by the rain and barely got set up in time. But that's a good corner kick there. That was
– keeper showed good
Barber to
technique.
Barber.
Yeah, there you go. A little brother passing.
McWilliams' punt will go out for a throw in. Carpenter takes it quick, looking to play Gritton in.
That's Danville's trying to be patient, trying to pick out right passes, and I applaud them for that. Sometimes as a coach in situations like this, I'd probably have a tendency to get a little bit too direct at times, just go on and play it out. But I do applaud them for trying to find those passes and play smart.
I got to tell you that one of our buddies, Brad Gross, is texting me talking about Franklin County got robbed. And, he's a Franklin County graduate.
Yeah.
Back in the day, before Sower Soccer Complex, when we played behind the baseball field on what's now the practice fields. But Brad Gross actually is the coach over at the TFCA girls program. I think they're in like their second or third year, but they've decided to take the fall off due to the COVID. They've been in school for most of the year, so I think for the safety of their trying to stay in school, they decided not to have fall sports. But
yeah, Brad and I actually had the opportunity to coach together our Adam and Clara's 8th grade seasons, and that was the first season that the Christian Academy had enough bodies to have an all-boys and an all-girls team, and good for Brad that he's been able to keep that program going.
Yeah, He's done a good job. He started with the middle school and kind of worked his way up, and they face even deeper battles with numbers than Frankfort High, you know, as such a small school.
Yeah.
But I would just tell our friend Brad that the video don't lie.
He may have some type of angle that he's got taped that he would like to show us. What do you think?
Yeah, it's called the Homer angle as a Franklin County alum. Nah, just kidding with him. Thank you for joining us, B-Rad. It's Morgan playing the ball. It's a good ball and connected on the header there. Not sure. Number 16 there, that's McWilliams. So he's not playing goalie, if that's the same McWilliams. So I'm not sure.
You have another keeper up here listed up top.
Jeffrey Lopez,
yeah.
Okay. So apologies to Lopez. He's actually played real well. I know it's hard to say when you've seen 6 go in the back of the net, but he's made a couple really good saves and a little unlucky on a couple with a PK and a corner kick that probably would go down as an own goal. So
Coach, what are we telling our teams now? We're about almost to the 30-minute mark. We're about 10 minutes in, and not a lot of scoring action in this half of play.
Not many chances, really.
No, not really. So what's Frankfort trying to do now?
Well, if I were Coach K, I think you worry about complacency. You know, you've scored goals pretty easily in the first half. You can get a little bit what we call goal hungry, and you stop playing. You know, and they've got a tough game Thursday night against a really good Spencer County team that I watched play Western Hills last week. It's going to be a really tough test. It's at Spencer County, and so you're thinking about building towards that.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to create bad habits. You know, it's senior night, so you've got that natural tension. You know, wanting to get kids in the game, wanting to create opportunities for them to have success. But you also want to continue to improve because you don't have a ton of games in this situation, and so I think he's going to want to continue to see the ball move quickly, switch the fields, don't let it stick. And then on the other side, I think the Danville coach probably is pretty pleased with the way the last 15 minutes went of that first half and then how the first 10 minutes here have gone. They've continued to fight. I think they have started to try to play a little bit more direct a little earlier, and that's relieved pressure. And so my guess is he'd want to see that, more of that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And in both coaches' minds, I think that's a pretty solid advice from both sides. We just saw 3 subs come in for Frankfort. Looks like I think Tyron Reynolds just came in, Taylor Dungan, and there was a third body that came in.
I think that was Colby Craycraft. Yeah.
How can I miss Colby?
I don't know. Referee also just dropped the clock about a half a minute there. So we're just under 29 minutes. That's Vermillion playing the ball out wide. This is Tyron Reynolds being defended by Espanza,
I believe. Yeah.
And that's through to Tyron Reynolds, and he tried, I think, to chip the goalie. Didn't quite do it.
So the keeper's wearing number 16.
They got a field player wearing number 16.
So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Different colors.
There you go. No issues there whatsoever.
Yeah. Both number 1 is listed as a senior too. So, like I said, I think when I saw on the KHSA roster that McWilliams had a few game stats listed as goalie, but that's a good ball into Taylor Dunnigan. He took a shot from just inside the box. Another good save.
I think that's another opportunity for Frankfort right now too, right? To start to some of these kids that are maybe to play around with some positions if you had some questions maybe about where they would plug in or if there was.
And I think we saw some of that early, We talked about, David Reboletto coming in and playing a little bit of that midfield role. He's generally more kind of in that 9 spot.
Yep.
Hancock was playing a little of the 10. He plays a lot of the 6.
Yep. The other side of the triangle.
And I think it's a chance for him to get some of the younger kids like Taylor Dunnigan. He's a sophomore, needs game experience.
Yep.
This is Vermillion.
Nice run forward.
That's playing it through to Craycraft, and he slots it just inside the left post for his first career goal.
Very calm finish. From this angle, it looked like it could potentially be wide, but he placed it right in.
Yeah, and he didn't try to overhit it.
Nope. That goes back to what I was mentioning.
I don't know if you guys got to see that. Jason Gilbert's on the camera here, and it's hard to do these games because you get to watching. And so if you missed that at home, it was a wonderful ball through from Ethan Vermillion to Colby Craycraft, number 8. And it's all good. His dad saw it in person, so that's all that matters. His grandparents are probably watching it and probably a little frustrated with you, but hey, we're still learning on the Bluegrass Sports Network, but that takes us to 7-0. Vermillion putting a little pressure on. Reynolds stepping up for an early shot. Didn't quite catch it, and it drops it all the way back. This is Preston Barber, and that kid is always looking to get on frame.
Oh, yeah, to be a kid that's I think you had mentioned once before, he's a winger stuck in not stuck, but that's spending some time as outside back. And there's, in a lot of cases, those players have some similarities anyway, but very efficient about getting forward, getting into the scoring action and playing the ball into the box. So good young player for Frankfort.
That's the story for Frankfort. They got a big sophomore class, big junior class, and they've been complemented by a really solid group of 6 seniors. But a lot coming back next year, and a lot, young guys like Taylor Dunnigan, Colby Craycraft, Preston Barber that are sophomores that you hope will continue to just improve as they get more varsity level action.
Agreed.
This is Craycraft right there. The touch just got away from him, but be out for a Panther throw-in.
I think the same thing. I was looking down the list here at our Danville list of players, and I was noticing that number 4 was Carter Dilbeck, I think is his name.
I'm telling you, they got some names, man.
Yeah, and I apologize to you. I sometimes they're just not names that we're familiar with pronouncing, but he has I'm trying to see if he's out there right now, but he's played a lot this game, and looks like he's been credited with 2 goals so far this season, and I bring that up because he's a freshman.
Yeah.
So, it looks like Danville's got some young bodies that are going to be some key contributors to their program moving forward.
Vermillion's really become playmaker here. He set up Craycraft, and he set up, I think at least one more earlier in the first half. So
yeah, every coach is wired a little different. Danville's midfield's playing a little higher line than I would probably want to see them play right now. I would probably kind of concede that space from the middle line to the 2 guys that are playing up top.
Oh, unlucky here. The keeper came out, could not quite make the save, but on the
oh, wow.
And ultimately, Tyron Reynolds is able to squeeze that in.
He did. Tyron kept working, and good for him. But give a ton of credit to Danville's keeper, man. He was
he came out and the ball skipped on him. It's been a story tonight, and he could not quite collect it. And then Reynolds took an extra touch, which allowed him to come back, and he almost made that second save. but Reynolds was able to toe poke it in for his, I think that's his first goal tonight, or I'm having a hard time. I should have written them down.
Me too.
Sorry, folks, you're getting the B team tonight. You know, we're just glad to be here.
We are. Yeah, the one thing I was watching about Tyron tonight is he's used his left foot quite a bit. I didn't recall. I was wanting to think that he was a preferred right-footed player, but he's been shooting with his left quite a bit tonight. So
he definitely likes to cut back in from that right side. He did. He took a shot early in the first half with that. He cut it back to the left.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you see that. I was thinking, you see your wings play inverted a lot. You'll play on the opposite side of your preferred foot, and that takes a little bit of your – it puts you crossing the ball in with your weaker foot, but when you do cut across the box, it puts you on your stronger foot to shoot.
So this is a new rule in KHSAA and even beyond FIFA, but the ball hit the official – and in years past, that's just a play-on situation. But they changed the rule now. If the team who had the ball loses the advantage, loses the possession, then you call it back. And so he got hit by the ball. He tried to let it play on, but Frankfort or Danville wasn't able to play out, and so he gave him the ball back. And so that's just something. This is Tyron trying to get in behind. That's number 8. And this is one of those things you're talking about. It looks like Coach K has moved number 8. Put him up top. And this is Carter Gilbert playing more of what I think is a defensive mid position. He's back on the ball. That's a good little combination. This is William Coblin. He's a freshman. And Gilbert will pick up a foul there. Carter Gilbert usually plays more of that center back role, but tonight he's sitting in front of the center backs. Carter just got his permit this week, and he was over at the house today doing virtual learning. And I said, "You guys want to go get a drink at Speedway?" He's like, "Yeah." Am I driving? And I was like, "Okay." I'll let him drive, and it's going to help me prepare for my son to turn 16.
I thought the answer was going to be not in my car. You're not, but
well, his dad did text me and be like, "You're an idiot," and I said, "Well, my wife tells me that too."
That's one thing. We talked about senior night. We talked about our seniors, seeing these young players grow up and get their driver's license, and obviously our seniors tonight. And it's just really good. You had mentioned earlier in the game about how we're fortunate that we're out here playing, and it's just good stuff, really.
No, it's just good to see them out here.
Some nice dribbling there. That was
Franklin County's football coach. He ends a lot of his tweets with FCS lemonade. Franklin County Public Schools, and I like that. Like we're going to try to make lemonade out of this lemon.
Yeah. And that's really all you can do. I'm not for sure if that's parents that I'm hearing down there, but
a couple students. I think it's a girls soccer player. Ball girls, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You can hear Coach K, I could hear him saying, move it quickly, move it quickly. So exactly what we've been talking about.
Yes.
Just because you're up and you've got it kind of the game in hand doesn't mean you stop doing the things that you want to do.
Yeah, and you kind of have to figure out, too, what unlocks your team. Obviously you look around the world, and if you watch a lot of World Cup soccer, there's a little bit of a chance there.
Yeah, that was he goes by the name Diggy. Xavion is his name.
Yeah.
He is Xavion Douglas, number 16. He goes by Diggy. He is a sophomore as well, so another sophomore that we've talked about that you're trying to get some time and get some experience. Looks like David Reboletto, the freshman, is checked in. We just mentioned number 24, William Coblin. He's checked into the game as well.
He's playing out on that Will's playing out on that left wing, it looks like. And like you said,
And that is a misplay, and Yoakum is very lucky.
But give credit to Danville for staying after it, right?
Absolutely.
I've been extremely impressed with the amount of numbers that there's a keeper change.
So if we didn't know who the keeper was to start the game, there's no way we're going to figure this one out.
Maybe if we can catch a number on the back, we might have a little glimpse of
The only fitting thing would be if he's number 16 as well. 3 16s.
But, you know, I give I will be honest with you. You know, sometimes you maybe potentially want to just park the bus and
No, they've continued to play.
continue to play and try to play well and had
one of the things we didn't mention is that Brent Bowman, he's in his 14th year at Danville. So, you know, he's not going to be overwhelmed by this year.
Agreed.
He's going to have a bigger picture in mind. That's a good ball in by Reynolds, but Hancock could not get on the end of it. But, you know, I don't know how many current high school coaches have been at the same school for,
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, that's impressive. It
And
really is.
so he's seen great classes come and go, and he's had to develop players. And Danville has always been very solid in the soccer scene. And so he's not going to be overwhelmed by this, and he's going to be able to have a bigger picture with these kids and see beyond this season. And as you mentioned, he's got a lot of young kids that he's trying to coach up, so to speak. So
Sure. And you know what? Danville's not a real big school either.
no, it's an independent school district like Frankfort. But like I said, they've always been strong in the All-A. They've always, made several semi-states. In fact, I don't know if Coach Bowman was there, but several years ago, Franklin County made a regional final and won the region and made a semi-state. And they played Danville over on Sower 2. It had rained, and Danville had one of the best offside traps I'd ever seen. And they caused Franklin County a ton of trouble that night and ended up winning that game. And so, I think that was probably before his time, but maybe not. But so they've always had solid teams.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, when you're a small school, you lose one big class, and we saw that with Frankfort High. In 2017 they went 20-2, won a Region 11, one district, but they were dominated by seniors. And so in 2018, they struggled. And then last year they were 500 and kind of started to develop some of the younger talent, and they're hoping that this year and next year they can continue to build off of that.
Yeah, I think most people would anticipate that next year's season might be a little bit more to what we would consider normal.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we can continue to deal with COVID, and hopefully, medically we can find some ways to treat it. This is Reynolds. He's in. He's got his head up. He's trying to connect. Ball all the way through, and William Coblin got a little excited there.
Yeah, that ball come all the way across the face of goal, and
he didn't hit it quite like his dad would. I played with his dad, Will Coblin, and he had a deadly left foot.
Really?
William doesn't have that left foot, but
I think William had a pretty nice JV game.
He did. He had a couple goals the other night. This is Craycraft. He's got Coblin on the left. He tries to connect but couldn't quite. And again,
the keeper,
backup keeper comes out, but
very
he's
aggressive off his line there.
Very nice play.
Danville's still building,
Yeah.
still sending numbers forward, and good for them.
It's definitely a little unique formation because it's kind of like heavy up top. And he's keeping a couple guys in the back. But the midfield is a little spread out, so to speak.
It is. My tendency is to try to stop things in the midfield before they start. So to see all those numbers up is a little bit unique for me, but, you know, they really are making it work.
Yeah. They're trying to get numbers forward, I think, and
they're kind of, you know,
put some pressure on the back three of Frankfort High.
You know, believe it or not, you know, Brazil played a 4-4-2 years back with a box midfield. And, of course, their wing backs obviously traveled all the way up and down to make the width. But you see similar type deals there, you know, so.
Hopefully we can get a check at this. It looks like Frankfort High looks like has another team getting ready to check in here.
Oh, wow,
And,
yeah, I looked up and saw that. That's
you can see it there on camera. There's like 10 or 11 folks there. And Yoakum collects the throw in, and he's going to look to distribute out here. This is Coblin. He lets Douglas take the ball, who connects with Craycraft. He looks the opposite way. He's got Reynolds making that run.
Nice ball.
It's a good ball in. Can he take that touch towards goal? And is he going to shoot?
He did.
He is going to shoot.
And
you can't really complain. You can't really complain with that. He's inside the box.
The one thing I will give.
This is Carpenter, and I can guarantee you he's going to shoot.
Ooh,
just wide.
It was bending away from him. Unfortunately, I want to take a note of Diggy, Xavier Douglas there. The run that he made from that outside back spot. It's a good long run. Showed a little burst of speed. So
we have a slew of substitutions coming in for Frankfort High. We got about 12 and a half minutes. Ashton Allen, number 28, looks like he's checking in for the first time. He's going to play that center forward position. We got Caleb Hack, number 13, here on this right wing side checking in. I also saw Michael Gaddis. Looks like he checked into that left back position.
Yeah, and you've got some bodies.
I was just trying to identify a few of the kids I don't think we had seen tonight.
I think you've got
this is Jimmy Pardee.
Back out on that left wing where I believe he started the game. You've got Nathan Neal, who's or Nate as he goes by. Looks like he's maybe set up kind of in the midfield now.
Yeah, it looks like we've got all 5 seniors back out there. Haven't mentioned him much, but that was sophomore Ashton Austin, center back, and has had a really great year. And he's a kid that, you know, one of the things Coach K really has to do here is he has to try to develop some players, and so he has used the middle school program as kind of a feeder program. And Ashton is a kid who had never played until he got to – that's a good shot.
That's a good shot.
Ashton had never played until he got to middle school and started playing with the middle school program and really has just developed into a nice player. And
I saw him playing last year as a freshman and was just really, really impressed with his toughness. I think he played outside back some last year.
He did. He did, because you had, you know, Delano and Higbee playing center mid or center back, and he's got great speed, which you can't coach.
He does.
But like you mentioned, he is a tough kid too.
And instinctively, you know, sometimes we don't realize there's a technique for tackling.
Oh yeah.
And but he seems very instinctive in his timing of when to just sit on a guy and then when actually to challenge. And
he's a really good basketball player,
yeah.
And I think some of those defensive principles have kind of translated for him.
Agreed.
He reads passing lanes real well.
Yeah, there's probably a few people that follow.
We're going to see. We got Morgan taking him on here. Nope, looking for number 16 there. We think that's McWilliams. The header is just wide. Under 10 now here at Sower Soccer Complex. Appreciate you guys joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network. Want to make sure, again, to thank one of our primary sponsors, Charles T. Mitchell, for helping us provide this boys soccer action. Also have a handful of Anderson County related sponsors with the Anderson Apothecary, and we're just very thankful that we're able to show these games. If you'd like to maybe partner with us or advertise, please feel free to find us online. You can hit us up on our website, which is www.kybsn.com. You can go through the contact form and send us an email. That was Preston Barber.
Let's look at Preston play.
He's moved to the right side, but he's still trying to get in to that the final third. He played a great ball in, and Vermillion's one time was just over the top.
That's a difficult finish there. So, but to get on the end of it's pretty good.
Our camera guy was just making a note about just how different the field lighting is with the new lights. And for any of you folks that have watched a game at Sower or maybe even seen a game on television, the corners were historically extremely dark. And this has definitely made a big difference.
Yeah, the field is very well lit, so big plus there.
Want to give a big shout out to the city commission and mayor. You know, they've committed to investing, and we hope they can continue to do so. We know that COVID's going to change the dynamics for a lot of cities and local governments, but this is a great park, and it's situated in an ideal spot to host events and, you know, whether it be club or high school or middle school. And so looking forward to seeing it continue to be used for decades.
Agreed. I guess through the years we've had the Frankfort Fury was down here for a while, right?
Yep.
And
I told somebody the other day the Sower Soccer opened up the year after I graduated. I never got to play on it. I graduated in 95, 96, and they started in 96. The fall of 96 was the first year down here. And so you're talking about 25 years, you know. And when it was opened, it was, you know, good ball in there from Nathan Neal. And so it's good to see the city continue to invest. And
it's a tough time right now to invest, right, with everything that's going on financially and
no, there's definitely going to be some adjustment, and there's going to be some impact of COVID. And so that's a good ball. That's, again, Preston Barber looking to get in. He's going to pick up a foul. That was McKnight coming over from center back, and he went to ground, and his follow-through just caught Barber a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering if the ref was going to go to his pocket, but it looks like he's just maybe just going to have a
talk to him,
have a chat with him, and probably just saying, "Hey, guy, we got 6 minutes left to go." And
yeah, and there wasn't anything malicious there.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know.
Yeah. But I think it's good for the refs sometimes to just chat. We trying to think what the game was that we saw here a while back, and there was actually two players. The game was was it Franklin County's game?
Yep.
Or no, it was
Western Hills. Yeah, it was when the two kids kind of started shoving each other.
And, you know, intense game, and kids are out here. Even regardless of the score, you got two teams out here still trying to compete and play. And so I think it's good sometimes when the ref just chats them up a little.
Totally agree. And we got a good crew tonight. We got Chuck Stribling here on the near side. He's been refereeing. I won't say for how long. I don't want to age him, but solid referee. Justin Woodside is on the far side. Justin is out of Versailles, but has been a longtime referee and a signer. And then I never can pronounce. We call him Saram, I think is his name. He is a Western Hills graduate. I won't hold that against him. He was the new referee of the year last year.
Wow.
First year at KHSAA, super accomplished referee, though, in the club scene. And so this is a really good crew.
Very nice. I will continue to give applause to the Danville group for their patience and how they're trying to play this game. Again, my instinct would have been to go very direct and maybe kind of throw the game plan out the window, but these guys have like you talked about the coach and his tenure and what he's trying to do. And,
yeah,
continuing to try to play good soccer.
And, you know, we'll talk about Coach K too, Coach Brad Kennedy. He's in his 6th year as the varsity head coach, but as we talked about at Frankfort, at the Franklin County game, he's been with Frankfort High basically his whole life.
Yes.
You know, he went to Frankfort High as a high school student, played, went off to college, and you know, once he graduated, he came back, started teaching, and began in the middle school. Began as an assistant coach for Cheryl Smith, then took over the middle school program, and then when Cheryl Smith retired and moved over to Midway College, Coach Kennedy took the varsity. So he's in his 6th year, but, you know, again, he's somebody that is committed to this school, and we thank his wife, Ashley, for letting us have him during the falls here at the high school and the spring when middle school. We know that that's a sacrifice for her, but we really do appreciate it. Coach K, the kids love him, you know. And he's done a really nice job. He really likes soccer too. The coaches have a text string, and every once in a while I get the privilege of being included. But you know, they're talking about EPL games. They've got a little EPL fantasy league thing going, and they were texting today about the Chelsea-Tottenham game. One of the coaches is a big Tottenham fan, Logan Rupard. He's kind of the goalkeeper coach. And then Bill Rose, who does the JV and is the PE teacher at 2nd Street, he's a big Chelsea fan. And so, you know, Chelsea's spent some money this offseason.
Oh, they have.
And they got a guy named Pulisic that a lot of Americans know.
Oh,
but
listen, you know, we were talking about players. I will say, just a quick note, there was a couple of subs that came in.
Yeah.
We were talking about players. You've got Adam playing.
Oh, that was a great strike. And there's Carpenter.
There you go. One of your seniors that
well, that was a really nice strike from Jimmy Pardee, and it hit the post, but Carpenter was poaching. He was doing his best number 9, standing on top of the 6-yard box, just waiting to poach that. So
nothing wrong with that.
Good to see. I'll have to check in and see what his dad had offered, because his dad's going to have to pay out.
Well, if our good friend Brad Thomas was here, I'd probably pick at Lewandowski for some of the goals that he scores over at Byron, but he had a fantastic year, so nothing, not to take anything.
Somebody asked me today, in fact, my son asked me today, who do you think's the best number 9? And Lewandowski.
Yeah,
it's not really a conversation right now, but
every league that they played in last year, they won. And I think he led in scoring in, so yeah. So.
And then they went and got better in the offseason. So.
Yeah, well, they're one of the best in the world. Well, they are the best in the world until somebody dethrones them, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
They didn't just win the Champions League; they destroyed the Champions League. Yeah, they didn't They didn't lose a match the entire tournament.
Yeah, I was actually shocked. The last 2 or 3 years, they probably haven't had the success they wanted in Champions League, and but they left no doubt this past year.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we were talking about some kids in some different roles. I was noticing that Adam's playing center back, which is good. It looks like they're maybe giving Ashton a little bit of a breather from that spot. And I can't remember who the other sub saw come in was.
Well, it looks like Carpenter's moved over to center back as well. They've let Henry Higbee, the final senior, play a little time up top. This is him right here on the ball. He's looking to play Jimmy out wide.
Senior to senior, right?
Yeah, back to him, and he's in. The question is, can he finish? Good save from the keeper there.
Good save. Left-footed go, it looked like, from this angle. So have we
just under 30 seconds here, so I think that might have been the final chance.
Just like Delano out here.
Yeah, last year Delano was able to close out his high school career on senior night with the goal.
That was a little bit of kind of what I expected them to do earlier, but
And I think that's going to do it. We're just under 5 seconds. And that will do it. Sorry, my time was not correct, but we finish up here 9-0. good win for Frankfort High. Got a lot of kids some playing time. Danville, like we've mentioned multiple times, continue to fight, and so they're going to learn a lot this year and probably take some lumps, but Coach Bowman has a long history, so I think that they'll probably, if we see them again in the next year or two, they're going to look like a much different squad.
Agreed. You look at what they did last year, and like you said, what they've done year after year, and again, you sometimes when you have those senior-laden type teams and lose the scoring that they did, you do have a year or two maybe rebuilding, but have no doubt that they'll build on this and be ready.
Well, we thank you for joining us on the Bluegrass Sports Network. We hope you enjoyed the local soccer action here in Frankfort, Kentucky. Again, we'll be back on air Thursday with some volleyball, hopefully Friday with football, and then Saturday a girls-boys soccer doubleheader. You can find us on kybsn.com. Has our schedule there listed. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and for the kids out there, Instagram. Again, I'm Bo Craycraft. Ashley, thanks for joining us again. Hopefully we can have you back. And we'll see you guys on our next event. Good night. All right, fellas. Appreciate it.